Okay guys, welcome back and thank you so much for tuning in. We are up to the 1950s and you know what? There are more ugly cars than ever. This lineup looks worse than the far wall of an 8th grade dance. Yeah. Yeah, I went there. Anyways, so today, I'm not even gonna bother, you know who I am, you know who he is. We're not going through that. We don't have time for intros because look at this. This is a 1958 King Midget S3. Not a peasant midget, but a king midget. Who looked at that and said, we could sell that?
They paid somebody to take that.
It looks like a modified lawnmower.
It is. Rednecks.
Okay. Alright guys, so this is a Lincoln Continental. And there are a few years of the Lincoln Continental that look gorgeous. This is not one of those. No. This part of the front end got dented in and they didn't decide to dent it back out. E.T. obviously designed the headlights. It looks like it may potentially latch to your face and lay eggs. I'm sorry, that would catch you by surprise.
Yes.
Let's go to the back. Let's go to the back of the Lincoln Continental.
Let's not.
Which it takes you a long time to get there too, because this thing is 18.5 feet long. I like the tail lights actually. I think the tail lights look good. The back glass though looks like the hybrid love child between a 55 Chevy and a El Camino.
I don't see runway lights on the back of that.
There's a landing strip. They should put a big H on it, that way you can land your helicopter there. Oh, I bet that trunk is massive.
It's probably not considered. I think it's called a covered truck bed.
it's a low slung cargo unit. I do like this section, like it kind of covers up the back wheels. I like the full swept body line, but this back glass setup is atrocious, and that front end looks like it's potentially alien. But it's okay, because you can now divert your eyes from that to this, the Allard P2.
Oh, terrible looking.
I don't even know what to say to this. Like it looks like somebody was a carpenter and they started to build a house and stopped. This guy built a boat. So this guy was a carpenter who built a house. This guy built a boat, right? They had the right idea with these fenders, but then they butchered it with the wood on it. Everything on this thing clashes so hard. Like that wood grain with that black and the green is just. I don't know. Like it's honestly so ugly. Like I can't even talk about it. Here we have the Ford Edsel. I don't know how to pronounce that. Edsel? Okay. We have the Ford Edsel.
The middle grill is one. If you cover that up, it looks alright.
You know what it kind of looks like? When a cat's walking away and its tail's up.
Oh, God. It does look.
I had another description, but I was like, let's keep this PG.
You just have to do that out.
I always try to give the builders the benefit of it, because I can't design a car now. You know what I mean? It takes a lot. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of artistic ability, and I can't design a car. They did not possess that. That's pretty bad, guys. This one's pretty bad. Let's see, another car from the 50s, the Packard Hawk.
Maybe if the Hawk was roadkill.
I can see where they've got the Hawk inspiredness here. The front comes down kind of like a beak. They've got this flared area back here, like its wings. I can understand what they were going for. They missed it. The Packard Hawk.
I wish something would pack it off.
I think it should be pronounced Packard Hawk.
Oh.
What kind of car do you have? I got a Packard Hawk. That's just. Yeah. Honestly, when you look at it, it kind of looks like it's two different cars. Okay, you know,
The roof line looks good.
the roof line looks good. The roof line kind of looks similar to like the
Stingray.
Vets, yeah, like Stingray Vets, 55 Chevy, or like the old T-Bird, right? Ford Thunderbird, kind of like-ish, a little bit, maybe fish. I don't know. Fish.
It's catfish.
It's a catfish. There's a lot of things going on here, and
they don't go together.
A lot of things going on, and none of them go together. And look at this, like they got this random piece here.
Round body style, like it just. I don't know. It doesn't suit it because I don't feel like there's enough of a body line there.
Ugly. This one, of course, comes from France. It's the Renault Dauphine Berlin. I don't know. I'm pronouncing that
just like Berlin Wall. It should be torn.
It should be torn down. I am digging the rims though. I like the rims. I feel like that would be a cool like rally top setup. But if that's
rear engine, it has to be rear engine.
If it's not, then it
isn't
terrible, and then it should be rear engine. Okay, so that should be functional. It's an ugly car, but it's not the most hideous thing I've ever seen. I think something I really don't like about it is the bumper. I really don't like how
I can't tell if it's coming or going.
Yes, that's a big one. It has the exact same rear body shape as the front body shape.
The front and rear fenders are the same. That's probably the same bumpers too. The tail lights are probably just headlights shaded red.
I'm just not a big fan of how aggressive that is. Like,
given how
it's not a sports car. It's not a sport. Yeah, because while the rest of it's like smooth and subtle, and it's just like ram. Like you don't need to be that aggressive with it, dude. Like calm down with the pencil.
Pull it to the max.
My car is super standard.
Super bland.
Super bland. That's too much attention. Like like you're pretty much getting out and being like, yes, I have a mid-engine car or rear engine. It's not the most atrocious because this one's way worse. This is a Subaru 360, and they call it a 360 because
your head will spin. And a natural passion. Because you
immediately want to turn around and get out of here. I guess that would really be a 180. It's bland. That is a piece of plain toast with no butter.
I think they only have like a 15 horse single cylinder engine in them too.
Probably. Yeah, they did. It's 15 or 16 horsepower, yeah.
Something tiny.
Yeah.
So it's a lawnmower.
Look at that stance, yo. See, look at it. I got that reverse camber, son.
Positive camber.
Oh! Makes it even worse.
JDM, yeah.
Makes it even worse. Okay, guys, so again, drop me a comment. Which of these horrible monstrosities do you feel should have never come into existence? Which one do you think's worst? I think this is an easy one for me.
The Midget.
The Midget? I don't know. That Allard P2 is god awful too. Like, okay, hang on. With the Midget, okay, let's do a little bit of debating here. Okay, we can do some friendly debating. With the Midget, I think is a little bit uglier. However, you can pull this off by saying this is a toy that I bought for my kid to ride around the yard. Or it's something super fuel efficient, you know what I mean? Like, there's an excuse for buying something like this. It's a fun toy.
It comes with a 32-inch mowing deck.
It's a fun toy. It's fuel efficient. It comes with a 32-inch mowing deck. You've got kind of an excuse to buy something this hideous.
No, you don't.
No. But there is no excuse for this. There is no excuse. My computer will stop being rude. There is no excuse for that. That is bad.
You park it next to your semi-ugly car and say that it's not yours, so your car looks so much better. That's what that would make for.
I think this car was made primarily just to piss your neighbors off. Because they have to go outside and look at it every day.
I bet it was straight up from the factory too. The muffler was only an option, you had to pay for it.
This is what BMW drivers drove before they got the M3 series.
It doesn't have turn signals.
Ah! That's nice. That is a lawnmower. Look at that grill.
That's a tractor grill.
That's a tractor grill.
50, you're a National Cub Scout.
There's a snowplow in front of it. But of course, like the 16 horsepower couldn't push it. All right, guys. You know what? I have slightly swayed my answer. All right. All right. The most grotesque thing that you could possibly look at in the 1950s was the 1958 King Midget. Not to be confused with the peasant midget or the regular midget or the semi-gloss midget, but the King Midget, okay? Can't even go any further on it. There you go, guys. There's your winner. So, now that we have a bad taste in our eyes for that, let's look at what the 50s had to offer us the best.
Ooh.
Okay?
Yes.
So we're going to start off with the 1954 Mercedes Gullwing, and oh my goodness. Yes. Like, I want to lick that car. That is gorgeous. I said it. This car, the DeLorean, cars like that really, like they kind of revolutionized like cool with gold wing doors and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Easily.
Absolutely gorgeous car. Set really low too for its year. They had a nice low profile setup. I'm digging like the heat extractor vents.
Yeah.
Leather interior, just gorgeous, gorgeous car. Famous movie car here. Drop me a comment. Let me know what famous movie this car was in. This is the 1959 Coupe de Ville, and again, another luxury status. You know what I mean? This was, you would see a lot of these, actually in a couple other movies, you see these in pink. Mm-hmm. Always running around Las Vegas. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, another car that looks absolutely magnifique in black. I love that. It's a good looking car.
I think that car will look good on any car.
Almost. It probably would, honestly. Can't imagine how much it would run you in fuel. And then coming from the Blue Oval, we have the Ford Thunderbird, the 1955 model. And even though it is a convertible, which again, I'm not a huge fan of convertibles, it's still a really good looking car. It is clean, it is simple, it has nice headlights, it does not have an overpowering crazy grille, and it has those really nice half and half wheel covers on the back. I like it. It's a clean car. I even kind of like the little scoop too. This little subtle touch that says, you know what, I got some V8 under the hood. What else we got? We have 1956 Mercury Monterey, and that is beautiful. I absolutely love the back half of this car. I love how beefy like the rear quarters and stuff looks. That would be a sick drag car. Like, I'm sure no one would ever want to destroy one, but if you ever had one that was already kind of rusty, you wouldn't mind pubbing it, I think it would be awesome as a drag car. And of course, I'm loving the front end because, it's very similar to like the 57 Chevys and stuff like that, Speaking of which,
no Bel Air.
You cannot talk about beautiful cars from the 1950s and leave out the 1957 Chevy Bel Air. That car is an absolute instant classic. And again, I don't care if you're a Chevrolet guy, a Dodge guy, a Ford guy, you cannot look at a 57 Bel Air and say that's an ugly car.
The tripods are an icon for the 50s.
Yes.
Easily.
Like I said, the Ford Thunderbird, the Bel Air, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if you're Ford or Chevy guys, these cars are beautiful. And this is another car that looks absolutely stunning in any color. Alright, now we skip away from America for a little bit and we hop on over to Italy for the 1957 Ferrari 250 GT. Again, I just raw Italian beauty. I immediately think of like a thoroughbred racehorse when I see this. This thing is gorgeous. I'm loving those bespoke spoke wheels and, you know, just amazing body lines. This thing is awesome. Very subtle ram air scoop on the hood. Got some heat extractor vents back here in the back. I mean, this thing is just sick. I love it.
Factory hit them too.
Yes!
Race car.
Race car. Instantly, everyone automatically thinks of James Bond, as they should, because everyone knows his piece de resistance, of course, is the Aston Martin, and this one happens to be the DB4. That is gorgeous. Probably one of the most, one of my favorite grills. I love this grill design. I don't know what it is about it, but I love it. The interior on these cars are absolutely amazing. This is the kind of car that I would like to have as like a daily driver that you like drive to the office every day. Like this is, because now granted, you know, it's an Aston Martin, like, oh, it's kind of sporty. Like, yeah, it is. But I would, this is not a kind of car that I would want to rip around track in. Like, not because I'm worried about damaging it or anything like that. Like, because I don't care if it's a 1930s model car. If it's made to race, race it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hate when people have an exotic car or a performance car and it's a lawnmower with 25 miles on it. Yeah, it kills me. It burns my soul. But this looks like this would just be a very awesome car to drive. You know, it's a clean, elegant car. This is one of those cars that doesn't scream, I have too much money, even though you do.
Screams class to me.
Yes.
Very classic.
Yes. I mean, it was the icon of James Bond. So, all right, now we hop back over to the U.S. and we look at the C1 Vet. You know, this is the first generation Corvette, and it was an instant classic. I mean, people saw this and they instantly said, this thing is going to go far, and it did. I mean, this thing is, it's like American apple pie. You know, like this is probably as American as it can get. I literally can't think of a more American car than a first generation Corvette. And I'm a Camaro guy. I like Camaros. I like my Camaros. I like my Dodge Challengers and Chargers, you know, from the 70s. Love those. Beautiful cars and super American as well. But to me, I feel like the first gen Vet is American pie. Like that's, yeah. This one is the DB4 GT Zagato. And
race car.
This is an Aston Martin that you would rip around a track. This is race car. You see the smoothed over headlights. You know, you see the big grille.
Very low to the ground.
Very low to the ground, very streamlined. This thing is a race car, and race cars always look good. And this thing, if this thing wasn't a race car, it would look good. But it is a race car, so it makes it look even better. Love this thing. Gorgeous. All right. So that is our, this concludes the list of the best looking cars. Now we have the absolute ridiculous task of picking which one we think is the best. But before we do, please drop me a comment. Help me out here. Out of all these gorgeous cars, which one do you think is the best looking car? So, which one's the best looking car?
I'm bidding on Mercury.
The 56 Mercury?
Yes.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. For me, it's between that one and the Gullwing for me. I like that one a lot. I like the Gullwing. But the Gullwing looks so good to me because I know of its sporty heritage. You know, I know of the horsepower that car has. So again, horsepower always looks good to me. But if we were talking about looks alone and only looks, because that also goes back to the DB4 GT Zagato. That's a race car, so to me it automatically just looks amazing. But if we were just at a car show and we're saying which one looks better, I think I agree with you on that one. I really do. I think I agree with you on that. I think
it's a tight fit between it and the Bel Air, but I'm still bidding on the Mercury.
I love the Bel Air a lot, but the Bel Air or the Mercury was ever so slightly a little more flashy. It had just a little touch more, you know, to it.
I think I like the beefiness of the car.
Yeah, it's a brawny type car. I like it.
The Bel Air was a little bit of a smaller build, you know, mainly just in appearance alone. But I like the Bel Air. Mercury's.
There you go, guys. And you know it's an unbiased opinion because this man really likes his Chevrolets. So, and this is a Mercury, and he picked it out of all the other ones. So there you go. But I agree with him. Out of this list, I think, so out of the 1950s, I think that the 56 Mercury Monterey was the best looking car. So there you guys go. There you have it. You don't like it? Tell me a comment why. If you think there is a better looking car than the 56 Mercury Monterey, please do me a favor and drop it in the comments and let me know because I definitely want to see that. And if there is an uglier car, if you can find an uglier car than the King Midget, I would say comment it to us, but I'm pretty sure you would die upon seeing it, so never mind. Alright guys, so that concludes our episode for the 1950s. Did you like it? I hope so. If you didn't, why were you watching it this long? Are you just being a hater? I'm not really sure why you're still here. Like, you just not like me?
I don't like you.
Someone's talking in the comments, I'm just here for the fails. But you know what they're here for?
Bloopers.
The bloopers. That's what it is. We all know you're here for bloopers. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. So that was the 1950s, and of course, next week we're gonna be looking at the 1960s. So hopefully your favorite car makes the list, and if it doesn't make the list, drop me a comment. If I get enough cars, new ones, you know, good-looking cars and ugly cars, we'll make a second episode for that particular decade, you know? So get back with me, guys, and we'll see you guys later. We have more ugly ones this time, too.
Oh, God. Why?
That blue skidoo, we can too.
I can skidoo.
I can canoe.
I can take a poo.
Oh yeah,
that is not appropriate for kids.
that's recording.
Oh God.
Yes, that's one of the bloopers.
No.
E.T. obviously designed the headlights. It looks like it may potentially latch to your face and lay eggs. I'm sorry, did I catch you by surprise?
Yes.